Huge breaking news for those of us who are unemployed. DDG and Halle Bailey have decided on a temporary custody agreement that has DDG seeing Halo on the weekends and certain Wednesdays, and also dropping any sorts of charges, any sorts of restraining orders, anything that is negatively impacting the relationship that they have. Now, you would think that two parents coming to some sort of agreement on a custody issue that had the children's life be in jeopardy, their well-being, their safety, and hell, just their emotional stability be separated and put in jeopardy would have the timeline rejoicing. It's not the outcome that a lot of people would want, because a lot of people want two-parent households raising kids, but it is a more positive direction than the direction that they were going in. But I actually want to say that the timeline after hearing this news got much, much, much worse.
The temporary custody agreement will commence in phases. So for the first 60 days, DDG will have physical custody of Halo every Wednesday from morning until evening. Okay. And then he will also have Halo each month on the second and fourth Saturday. Halle will have Halo all other times. For the next 60 days, DDG will be allowed to have Halo overnight on some days. He will have Halo from Wednesday to Thursday every Saturday. And then for the holiday schedule, Halo will be with DDG on Halloween and Father's Day. Halle will have Halo on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Day. They will split time with him on Christmas Day and on his birthday. This agreement also states that neither party can post Halo or any information regarding him on social media.
Okay, good.
I don't really think it was fair that Halle was allowed to post Halo on her social media and DDG wasn't. That's not fair. So that's part of the agreement as well. They must also ensure that their families comply with this order as well. So neither their families can post him either. So I'm glad they were able to come to a temporary agreement. Hopefully it's just temporary, because that doesn't seem like a lot of time with your father who is trying to be an active father. That doesn't seem like a lot of time.
Here's the division.
You know, hopefully it's just temporary. I just know I have friends. I know a lot of women who are out here begging their baby daddies to be present in their child's life. So kind of crazy that you only want to give a man 6 days a month? Whatever.
It's still sad though, because at the end of the day, Halle is still getting majority of the time with Halo and DDG is not. He just got granted a couple of more days and 2 holidays, literally Halloween and Father's Day. Come on. But at least they get to share his birthday and Christmas, and I hope they can make it about him and not put their personal problems involved. But this really is better than before, because as I knew, DDG literally only got to see him on Wednesdays and every other Saturday. So at least now he gets to have overnight, which is amazing, because it's been a long time. And I know that DDG may not be fully content with this whole custody details and everything, but like I said, it's literally better than what it was before. But still kind of sucks that she gets Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's. I mean, New Year's is whatever, but Thanksgiving though, I hope when the time comes, they both can figure out a way that they both can be there for Halo for Thanksgiving. But if not, it is what it is.
Maybe I do need to stop pushing this unemployed shit. People are way too involved. The thing that I would say that I'm most happy about is the fact that they weren't able to continuously push narratives and talk about each other on social media. I think it got way too messy, and the reason why people even know about all this is because this was all brought to the internet. If people don't remember, both of them started making content together. You know, they were a loving couple, being grateful, happy for each other. The DDG vlog era was nice featuring Halle. And then once the baby came, they decided that they weren't going to have their child shown on the internet at all. And I felt like that was a great thing to do, because we all know how this channel and a bunch of other people feel about family content. It's actually pretty gross and disgusting. But as time progressed on, you saw a little bit more of Halo every single video. And so eventually when the breakup would happen, that's where all shit hit the fan. And if you think about it, it really stemmed behind Halo. Halo is like a big factor as to why all of their fights happen. And not saying that he is the reason why they fought. He is just the object that they utilized to galvanize their fan bases in order to get everybody on their sides to fight each other. Y'all remember when DDG brought Halo on the Kai Cenat stream, right? Yeah, and you also remember that Halle did not like that.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie, he looked just like Daryl, bro. Here. Oh my gosh, it's Halo himself, live in the flesh. Now Halo, you don't know this, but I'm your uncle. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, in my fence-sitter opinion, Halle does have some right to be upset. Now, granted, she's probably consuming a bunch of bad media, but I could see how people would have, you know, an idea as to what goes on Kai Cenat's stream and don't necessarily like it. I mean, there has been some stuff that has happened that we've had to judge on this platform and channel, rightfully so, like that Sexy Red doing drug thing. And if I'm not mistaken, this was that same marathon. But at the same time, DDG is also his father. He should have the ability to be trusted with bringing Halo where he pleases, especially if there's no like history of different things going on. But what was most nasty to me is the fact that she took this to social media knowing that people would get up in arms about this entire situation. Now, after getting criticism about this, she acknowledged that she did overreact, in fact, and that she shouldn't have brought this stuff to the internet. But hey man, it's like toothpaste. Y'all ever tried to get that back in the tube? It's not gonna happen, gang. She wouldn't think that the next phase would come from DDG then stoking the fire by making a song about him not being able to see his son.
And this be from Cash, not from YouTube.
This not cringy? This is cringy. This is not cringy.
Everybody's saying go to court, do this and that. The reason I don't want to is because it's gonna get extremely messy and it don't have to happen. I think it's in like her best interest to not want to go to court either, when we can just have a clear understanding. All right, cool. Like I want to pick my son up, take him to dinner. If you really want him, I'll bring him right back. It's not a problem. We go to court, the judge gonna give me some time. And when I got the time, nigga, I'ma do whatever I want with my son.
And thus the Great War was started. People decided to choose between Team Halle and Team DDG. I felt like I was back in middle school when Twilight had came out, when people were Team Edward and Team whatever Buddy's name was from Twilight. But I know for a fact people were so divided about this situation because they got the Parasocial pill from DDG, from Halle, and the weapon that was formed against them, Halo. Which is crazy to say because he's a baby.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what she says. She's not even 2 years postpartum. She's not even 3 years. Baby, she gets 5 years of acting crazy. Okay? And if y'all take that as her, you know, like, bye. Y'all, bye.
Team Halle, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I'm Team Halle. DDG, you will go down. We will not rest until Halle wins, bro.
All minions, assemble. That movie Halle is shooting right now, we're gonna let that shit flop. We ain't streaming that bitch. She wanna be petty, she wanna be spiteful, she wanna be bitter. Well, we the daddy side of the family. We're gonna show her what bitter is. What spiteful is. We're gonna show her what petty is. Like, okay, game on.
Man, Halle knows she dead wrong for that, bro. I ain't calling her no bitter BM, but that's for sure a page out of somebody bitter baby mama book, bro. Only purpose of that post was to get her fans mad. Now they making tweets. It's trending. Shade Room go, of course, pick it up because they already hate DDG. Now he getting fraud in the comments, and we know how that go.
Now, what's tricky about all this is that this is a real life matter with real life human beings that, you know, have a real life human being that they have to take care of. And they live on the internet. Like DDG's whole career is based off of his internet persona and him putting everything that he has out on the internet. So it's not like he just can't stop, and it's not like he would stop, and it's not like she can't stop, and it's not like she wouldn't stop either. So every single month we got bits and pieces more of what was going on behind the scenes on the internet, and it only made people be more and more upset about what the other person that they're hating on did, etc., etc. Like the time the nuke had dropped when DDG found out on live stream that he had had a restraining order against him from Halle Bailey while with Aiden Ross.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that.
Why are they dressed the same?
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no
Fuck all that.
What is Aiden wearing? Oh my God, there's so many questions.
He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him.
Now, I don't think that he learned about this situation while being on live with Aiden Ross. That's usually not how these things go. But it was interesting that this happened all on live stream. A restraining order that resulted from a incident in January where Halle Bailey alleged that DDG had pushed her face into a steering wheel, chipping her tooth. This resulted in at least 100 yards away restraining order from Halle Bailey and his son Halo. All played out on live stream. A part of that also was Halle Bailey filing for sole custody and that DDG would have to have supervised visitation of his own child. Now, DDG did respond by filing his own motion against her as well in June 4th, 2025. This one claiming that Halo, the child in question, was an imminent physical and emotional risk by being in the care of Halle Bailey. He also wanted Halle to be prevented from taking the child all the way to Italy while she filmed a movie. Now, naturally, DDG would get backlash for that. And how did he handle the reception of that lawsuit that he filed against Halle Bailey? By dropping a song and bringing it straight to the internet.
We don't need no judge. We don't need to fight. I can't leave my son because he need me in his life. Why you got him thinking that you cheated? I'm right. I could never hate you, man. You created life. I just did the church. Watch my baby grow. Looking at my phone. Photos we took. You know this friend.
Do you see the problem here? Do you see what's going on? Granted, I understand this is a messy situation. Breakups, divorces, especially when children are involved, these can get disgusting. Whether you've lived with them in real life or whether they've been depicted in media, people literally go to extremes when a relationship is broken up. But the problem with this situation is that this is ultimately a private matter that was made public by both parties. And both parties were ultimately using the public gain in order to win some sort of, favor for their audience. I will say this though, from my POV, DDG does have a lot of famous people in his circle. He has the biggest streamers in the world as his friends. So naturally, it would be easy for everyone to get caught up in this, even though ultimately none of this should be on the internet as a whole. Even now, as you fast forward to him winning the custody battle, you can see content creators celebrating from his side of the internet that he actually has his child back in his life now.
I heard my son FaZe move and fuck! Yeah, he did. All right, Mo. You see, when you join FaZe, great things happen, Mo.
DDG won custody. Niggas just hit me with news lines. Bro, all y'all niggas think y'all drama alert. DDG won custody though, that's lit.
And of course you have fans asking a bunch of different questions. They're saying, hey, Halle did this thing to defame a black man and try to paint him as some sort of villain. Why would she delete any sort of cases or instances about DDG putting his hands on her? Halle fans are saying that Halle was being generous and DDG got more than he deserved because she was nice to the situation. She always was the bigger person, etc., etc. But as I look at tweet after 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 tweet of both Halle supporters, of both DDG supporters, of everybody asking their questions, I just gotta continue to go back to the stuff that I said at the end of my last video. Why are we so involved in these super personal matters? Look, I have no problem reporting news because I think that this opens up more conversations about parasocialism, why we are this involved, using children on the internet, etc., etc. But to these people that are on the internet literally celebrating and championing either side as if they had skin in the game, this is so weird, gang. That's super duper weird. I think this is a lot of people's biggest fears as content creators, as internet personalities, etc., etc. You can judge me, you can judge what I say, all that stuff like that, but bringing in my wife, my kids, my partners, my mother, my brother, my sister, my cousins, anybody that doesn't have a say-so in the game shouldn't be involved in this. And I only hope that when Halo grows up and sees this, he gets a good enough explanation that it makes sense to him, because I wouldn't want to be plastered online in a custody battle for the public to make decisions inside for. And for everybody that is seeing this news right now, I hope that you let this go. I'm so serious. We've been seeing a string of people take parasocialism to the next level, and the last thing I would want anybody to do is see Halle in public, see DDG in public with Halo and do something absolutely insane or crazy behind this. This is a private matter. This is private property. Y'all need to back up and get out the way. This parasocialism is going too far in 2025.